is it's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're going to be taking a look at the bold set coming to NBA 2K24 tomorrow, which does include Dark Matter Clyde Drexler. Now, let me tell you something. I see point guard eligibility. Clyde's going to be 6'7". He's going to have a great release. I don't know if his movement's going to be the best, but he's a 6'7" point guard that's going to have a pretty solid jump shot. Again, I think his jump shot is almost certainly going to be solid enough. With Clyde, you get another great point guard in Jrue Holiday. So let's say you picked up the game tomorrow. For the first time ever, your point guard position is solidified if you do grind those two. Obviously, Galaxy with Peja, Pink Diamond Brandon Jennings, as well as... I don't even know how to pronounce that guy's name, but supposedly he's 7'5" as well. Some crazy content coming tomorrow. Now, remember, these guys are guys that you guys can grind for absolutely free. Pick up the game, look at the agendas, these guys will be available. Now, throughout the entirety of the bold set, which has been the past couple of weeks, these cards have been able to be gotten within like 4 or 5 hours. So, like, tomorrow you could load up the game, 4 or 5 hours later, have Clyde, have Jrue. Now, obviously, last week's, I think you had to go into Unlimited and knock down a certain amount of threes, which obviously makes things a little more difficult if that is, if you're not good at Unlimited, stuff like that. But realistically, shouldn't be a super long grind. Clyde and Jrue are almost guaranteed to be good. I'm really intrigued to see what this Mavs big man looks like. I don't think 2K is going to make him too good, but still am interested to see what the card does look like. Peja is 6'10". So, I mean, even with Peja, guys, I'm not going to sit up here and gas him because I don't remember the last time we've really seen a good Peja card. But I think the potential for Peja is definitely there as well. And he's not even one of my favorite cards coming tomorrow. This drop is one that is exciting to me. Obviously, I'm not going to ever sit up here in front of you guys and say the game's perfect or that the game is in a good state, because that's not the case. But with Clyde, with Jrue, it is something that is fairly exciting to me. Now, here's another thing to talk about. A lot of people have SGA. Is Clyde going to be better than SGA? Probably not. Just realistically speaking, I mean, SGA is absolutely ridiculously good. But let's say you're running like SGA and still running James Harden or Austin Reeves. I almost guarantee that Clyde Drexler is going to be an update. It's kind of sad that the two best cards are both point guards, but even with Clyde, I'm going to say it. I know a lot of people might disagree with me. I think Clyde at the 2 is going to be just as good as Clyde at the 1. So think about it like this. I know he does have point guard eligibility there, and obviously a lot of people might want to utilize that, especially like if you have a Glenn Rice. If you have a card like that, sure. I want to run Clyde at the 1 too. But the thing is, you could run Jrue alongside Clyde. So let's say you pick up the game. You'd have Jrue, you'd have Clyde. You could run Peja as well, because I'm sure, I don't think Peja is going to be great. But I am sure Peja is going to be good enough to run being 6'10" at that small forward position, because he is a Galaxy Opal, probably going to see some updated SIGs as well. Compare this drop to what we saw last week. And I don't want to sit up here and just hate on the content we got last week. But last week we saw Ja Morant, Dell Curry, Jalen Williams as your top 3 cards. Those top 3 compared to this week's top 3, way different. And again, Ja was not that bad. He just was really undersized for his time. But like Dell Curry, nobody's using him. Whereas like Jrue Holiday, I know I'm a Jrue Holiday stan. A lot of people might not like Jrue as much as me, but I think everybody is willing to admit like Jrue Holiday can play at the highest level. I think that's just an easy admission right there. And so I'm a fan of this card, the cards coming tomorrow. Is it something I'm going to grind? Absolutely. And it's one of those things when the agendas do come out tomorrow, look and see. First of all, how long do all of them take? And if all of them take more time than you want to spend, then maybe you just want to grind for Jrue Holiday, who is probably going to be very good in his own right. But just grind the stuff that looks good for you guys. Again, if there is a challenge in, let's say, Unlimited, and you hate playing Unlimited, well, then figure out what challenges you personally want to do. And, again, my team hasn't been great recently. I mean, I obviously I'm on record for not being a fan of it. But I don't think the bold sets every week are bad. I genuinely don't. I think it's more of an accessibility thing. The fact that even these cards, why not release them for free, but also in the player market? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know they're free. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to complain about it. But why is it free or in the pack market? The player market is absolutely pointless as it stands right now. And that is something that really does bug me. But I don't know. This bold set is one that I think is good. Like, even for me and let's say my No Money Spent Squad series. I've got really lucky on my No Money Spent Squad series, but my point guard position still isn't great. Like, I got Kyle Korver, I've got Artis Gilmore, I got Dr. J. I've got so many great guys, but right now my point guards are like Dyson Daniels and Pink Diamond Devin Booker. Or maybe, you know, obviously I could run Galaxy Opal Gary Payton if I wanted. But like, now, if I look at this set, Clyde Drexler, Jrue Holiday, I grind out those two. They're going to be my two new point guards in the No Money Spent Squad series. Both of those guys are better than the guys I currently have. And so that is where I'm excited. I feel like the point guard position is one. Like, again, a lot of people have SGA, and SGA is going to be better than both the cards that do come tomorrow. But if you don't grind level 40s, then you wouldn't even have SGA. You would not have James Harden. You wouldn't have some of those point guards that a lot of people do have. So, obviously, the Pink Diamond, Brandon Jennings, I'm not super excited about. Probably going to be a cheese ball. But the big guy, what are they going to make of this big Pink Diamond? Like, are they going to give him decent speed? Are they going to give him a 3-ball? Again, we'll have to wait and see. I feel like that they've made, like, Pink Diamond bold players pretty trash throughout the bold sets. So, like, am I super, is it something that I'm super, what's the right word for it? Super optimistic about? No. I'm not super optimistic that come tomorrow he's going to be good and probably play. But the rest of the set, I like. I think Clyde going to be a top 3 point guard in the entire game, including gambling cards. Like, I don't include 100 overalls because nobody really has Braun. But outside of, like, the Dark Matters, I think, or outside of the 100 overalls, I think he's going to be top 3. Jrue's probably looking at being top 10. Maybe I'm gassing Jrue, but he's 6'5", has a wide player build. I like his release. He's going to be nearly perfect. Jrue is going to be good. Peja, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on Peja. Again, I'm not super optimistic about him. And a lot of the reason is, same thing like with Jrue. Why do I like Jrue? Because I've seen a good Jrue Holiday card this year. Why do I not like Peja? I cannot recall, not even only this 2K, but in 2K history, the last time I used a Peja and was like, man, this card is one of the best cards at his specific position. It just doesn't happen. Now, we'll say this. 2K does something with Peja. This drop is going to level up that much more because it's already good. You're getting 2 out of the top 10 or so point guards in the entire game. You're getting a 7-5 cheese ball. And let's say this. Let's say that 7-5 guy isn't great. Maybe he's going to be useful in offline modes. Like, let's say you got to get offensive rebounds. Let's say you got to get blocks for certain challenges. He could be useful for that. So it's not just, oh, who's, you know, the best cards in the game. What can these cards possibly be useful for? You know, triple threat offline, maybe grinding specific challenges out. Those type of things are things I think that are important to take into consideration as well. After a really bad bold set last week at this time, I was recording this video like, this drop is horrible because I knew Jalen Williams wasn't going to be good. Ja was way undersized. Del Curry had a chance to be good, but they didn't make him that good. Like, last week's bold drop was horrible. I grind every week, and last week was probably the worst week we've seen. Followed up, which probably is the best week we've seen. I mean, the Bill Russell drop was pretty decent, but I think this, as far as an overall set of cards, is the best one we have seen so far. So I want to know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Obviously, I'm super pumped about it, but one of the main reasons I'm pumped is because I love Jrue Holiday in a 2K this year. You guys can let me know your thoughts. Which of these cards are you guys personally most excited about? I know a lot of people probably are excited about that Clyde, and deservedly so. I mean, that Clyde is absolutely ridiculous. But I mean, I think there is a lot of reason to be excited come tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts on these new cards. Which of them you're most excited about? Is it Clyde? Is it Jrue? Is it the big 7-footer? Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.